5 and 10, and Ken Broad widening the space between himself and the others. Bob Cooper just cannot get it together. 61,000, half as many chips as number 2. Sam Torrance, the first time he ever played on television, he made a flush, got called on us, tried to raise Liam Flood, called him for a string bet, and then Parkinson made a full house on the river. Sam Torrance never played again.
He's very keen, isn't he, Sam? He's a very keen player. You know, since you started the name dropping, I have played golf with Sam Torrance, and he's just a great guy.
Yeah.
He was lovely on TV. He felt a bit aggrieved.
Who
I
wouldn't?
couldn't say I blamed him.
Raise.
10 more.
10 more, 20 total.
Dave Gregory raising it up with the ace-8 off.
Raise.
Re-raise.
Wow,
Big move.
Yeah.
this certainly is. And
20 more.
Dave
20
Gregory
more.
has already
40
put
total.
20,000 in there, and now he's being asked to put 20,000 more in, which, considering his chip position, is pretty much do or die here. As in, I think re-raise or all in is the move, and he's gone all in.
I think Dave Garbutz picked the wrong time to go over the top. Had he looked at the chip stack, he might have known that it was almost compulsory for Dave Gregory to call, and now he has the worst of it
Got 57 more.
if he calls.
Interestingly enough, Garbutz might have wished he had pushed all in. Gregory would have had trouble calling an all in, but he's got his chips in first.
He can't call, Jesse.
No, Garbutz can't. I'll actually be happy he can't, because the Jack-8 is in terrible shape against the Ace-8.
Fold.
Even his 8 is dominated.
It was a great move, but Gregory was just up to the challenge there, wasn't it? I mean, Ace-8, not normally the best hand in the world. What has he smelled? He's been paying attention.
Dave Garbutz has been a bit hurt by that. He has about just over 100,000 chips, so I think he's got slightly more than he started with, but that will have hurt him.
Fold. Fold. Call.
Just calling on the button there with King 10.
Cool.
Call. Option. No raise.
Three-way pot being played here. And 30,000 in there. Ken Broad delighted to see a flop for free with a 4 high. It's Garbutz with the best hand right now.
He can't be feeling too confident about second pair, having just taken a beating with a re-raise, but he's going to bet it anyway.
10,000.
Ken, you've got 4 high.
Ken's just showing him his watch, Jesse. Look at this.
What if Ken can find a raise here? It'll be just wonderful poker. Sometimes you wonder what a guy's thinking about.
Fold.
He's thinking about folding.
Fold.
Yeah, well done, Dave Garbutz, because he'd just taken, he had to lay down his Jack-8 suited there after a terrific re-raise from the other Dave, and yet he still bet out into that.
Yeah,
Good for him.
that was a pound of sweat, that wasn't it? They may let you win the pot, but they're going to take a pound of sweat out of you first. I mean,
You rewriting Shakespeare here. I think it was a pound of flesh, wasn't it? A pound of sweat. Does that weigh the same amount? I don't know.
takes about 45 minutes in the sauna, from what I understand.
Well, the action has definitely increased with the blinds. They know that the pot is worth stealing now, so we're seeing a lot more raises before the flop and re-raises.
Yeah.
Fold.
Somebody's going to run into a big hand in a minute, Jesse. I can smell it.
Actually, it's Andy Pyra who's been on the sidelines since his 5-10,000 started, but
Raise.
Dave Garbutz
Raise.
has come alive here.
Raising with the pocket fours.
10
10 more.
more. 20 total.
It's Ken Broad got 10-8 suited.
Fold. Call.
Robert Cooper with the King 10. It's a decent hand to call with.
Well, Bob Cooper only started with 54,000. He's got nearly half his chips in the pot right now. You have to wonder if he can afford to let this go.
Well, I think what he'll say after this is, I didn't hit a single flop, because he's seen a lot of them by limping, hasn't hit one of them, and to date hasn't shoved his chips in the middle. And from the look of him,
Check.
he's not going to do it now. He checks.
Oh, put your order.
All
Yeah.
in. Fold.
Well, that was a shame. I was... If Bob Cooper had bet there, he might have taken the pot. There's a... Well, yeah, if.
You know, to be honest, I think Dave would have called him. I think he'd have called him because the flop was pretty low, wasn't it? 8-3-6 is not a terrible flop for a pair of fours, and he must assume Robert's calling with high cards.
Yeah. There's a...
And look at Robert Cooper now. His head is almost on his lap. He's in despair. He can't find a hand to put his chips in with.
You just feel bad for Bob Cooper. I mean, but it's almost like he's let his chips eke away without ever putting them in a position to win.
Well, he only has just over 30,000 chips left, so the blinds are going to take him out in 2 rounds. He has to throw them in.
Raise.
And this good play being rewarded here. Dave Gregory, a
15
little
more,
aggression
25
earlier,
total.
and now he's rewarded with a big pair of ladies.
I'm all in.
Robert Cooper's
Fold.
all in.
Fold. All in.
Oh, ace-king. Yeah, they had to go in with ace-king. A classic matchup.
24,000.
This is the second time Dave Gregory has been in a position to double up Bob
What day always
Cooper.
is the 25, aren't you?
Sort of like that vicious circle of life.
25.
But Gregory ahead right now, although it is a coin toss.
9 more.
9 more.
You can
Yeah.
pass.
No, I'll call.
Classic poker confrontation. 2 overcards
There's
against a
one
pair.
change.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
And this is the second time that Bob
Okay.
Cooper has been all in with ace king.
Fancy you to win it, Rob.
Thanks.
It's really nice, isn't it?
I felt fancy it.
Do
I
ya?
want him to.
What's the spread?
Spot me now.
Dave Garbutt will know what this spread is.
God.
That's what he does for a living.
Sorry, sir. Right on the flop.
78,000, and there
Don't put me in
could put
pain.
Bob Cooper back in it, and here
Oh.
is the king.
Is he going to double up again and then fritter all his chips away? Well, he's laughing.
Gregory.
Dave Gregory can't believe it. Oh, he's drawing dead, isn't he, Jesse?
No, Queen would still do it.
Oh, of course.
2
Full
queens
house
in the
over.
deck.
Yeah. Forgive me.
Only a king?
Amateur.
But the full house for Bob
Thanks.
Cooper. And the only player he's had at his win tonight is Dave Gregory, who must start feeling like that Sisyphus movie about the beach ball.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Because Ken Broad has won virtually every hand against Bob Cooper, and Bob Cooper's taking out on Dave Gregory.
Looking at that hand, it was another all-in with the big slick for Bob Cooper. He was up against a big pair, but no matter. King on the flop, king on the turn, and full house, taking him back to just about par.
Oh, it's hurt Dave Gregory. That's 2 all-ins. He's gone up against Bob Cooper with, lost them both. He's down to about 90,000 chips now, having been our early chip leader. So he's virtually lost half of his stack from when he was leading earlier on. But
Folded.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you all those rubbish
Action
hands
still
that
in
Dave
60.
Gregory
So that
played,
was still folded.
and he's won those chips with. That's been the
Fold,
ammunition
fold.
that has
Fold.
kept him in this, really.
he could write a poker book
Call.
called Reverse Poker.
No raise.
Stick them in when you're weak and play weak when you're strong.
Andy Pyra, this is the first hand he's played of this level, I believe. Just a little limp in, and he has allowed Dave Gregory to outflip him.
Check. 10,000.
Yeah, Dave Gregory has a habit of playing these low hands and taking the pot, and I can't see Andy calling that one.
All in.
All in.
How much do I know?
He is a demon, this Andy Pyra. This is the first hand he's played.
Hit some of